Hey folks, how y'all doing? Festus here. Just come to set a spell with you and maybe share a nugget of wisdom, Haggen wisdom with you. Now I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of people think that you gotta be good looking to get anywhere in life. Well, half of that is true. Some people think that you got to look good on the outside, but I'm gonna tell you the fact is, you just need to be good looking on the inside. That's a heap more better for you than the other. Of course, the other don't hurt you none. I mean, look how far it's taken me. I mean, good looks just kindly run in the Haggen family. Of course, it wasn't always that way. When I was just a young and little bitty shaver, I'll tell you, the kids around town, they used to make sport of me and tell me I was as ugly as this or that, or just to tear me up there, and that's kind of eating on my inside. So one Saturday, me and Mama was down yonder at the general store, and I asked her, I said, Mama, am I ugly? And she said, I told you not to call me Mama in front of other people. Anyhow, she said, Festus, listen. He said, don't think of yourself as an ugly boy. Think of yourself as a beautiful monkey. That's good advice for a young fella, I'll tell you. She told me that when I was born that the doctor said I had Zachary. Now, I ain't never heard that till right then, and she said, ask that doctor, ask him what Zachary was, and he held me up like this here, and he said, ma'am, you see that face there? She said, yeah, and then he flipped me over. His face looked Zachary like his rear end. And that's what Zachary was. Well, she was not tickled with him, but that didn't cause her to chunk me out. She took me home and loved me all this time, I'll tell you, even to today. But a lot of people used to say, Festus, you look exactly like your daddy. Well, it's half true. I look a lot like Daddy, but my sister now, she's a spitting image of Daddy, I'll tell you that. Except for her mustache is a little more scraggly. And that's because Daddy just kind of combed his nose hairs out sideways and made it thicker on him. That's what got him. Anyway, we never held out much hope of her getting hitched up. And I'll be dad blame it, one day she come a skidding in there and told us she got married. She brung the fella in, he was big as I can remember, just all day long. Hairy fella too. She said he was Canadian and that his last name was something squash. Something squatch. I ain't never got it right. But anyhow, they got married and they lived a pretty decent life, and then about 15, 16 years after they got married, they come in and announced to the family that they were not going to have children. Now, her kids were pretty upset about that. They didn't take it well at all, but, a decision is a decision. And, that makes me think about it. If you got a young'un and he's out in the yard and you see him eat a worm or some dirt. Now, if it's your first young'un, you're going to grab him up and haul him off to the doctor. And when you get there, the doctor will look him over and said, there ain't nothing wrong with him. He'll get past. And then your second young'un comes along. Say he's out yonder eating dirt and maybe a worm, and when you peek outside, you see him take that worm, and the only thing you do with the second one is you go out yonder with a rag and you wipe his face off. Now, when you get that third child, same thing happens, eat a worm and some dirt, and you're starting to think, well, I wonder if he's going to be hungry around lunchtime. See how your thinking changes like that. It just does. That's all there is to it. Well, I went off and got myself married too now. I'll tell you that. I finally found Miss Right. I just didn't know that her first name was Always. Well, anyway, marriage ain't easy, I'll tell you that. I remember one time she's a-getting ready for church and she said, Festus, hand me the lipstick. Well, I accidentally handed her a glue stick. She didn't talk to me for 2 weeks after that. It just ain't easy, I'm gonna tell you. Well, you know, she used to bite her nails a lot. She used to complain about it. I wished I could quit biting my nails. I wished I could quit. So one day I fixed it for her, and I did. I hid her teeth. Yeah, that worked real good. Next day, when she finally found them, she come up and said, Festus, I'm going to give you some advice. And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, do you know that milk is good for your teeth? I said, I do. It's a fact. She said, you know what else is good for your teeth? Minding your own business. That's a word to the wise.